Hello, and let me mute the music. Hello, and welcome to First Call Live. Welcome back to the stream. After a couple of weeks away, we're back. Hope we're all doing well. Even Laddie, John Carl, Jackson, good to see you all. What's going on here with the background? Let's just move that around. I don't know if this is actually going to work. Oh, yeah, nice. Apologies as I just fixed my stream background there. Yeah, hi guys. Arnold, Thomas, George, welcome everyone. Yes, that is the Santos Laguna shirt. In fact, let me grab one. Got a couple here. One of the sites that I work with have sent a couple of these over, so I'm going to be doing a giveaway. That's why they're in the backdrop. They're really nice though. I mean, look at some of these details. The inside neck. I don't know if you can see that. Very nice detail. Oh no, it's a nice tell-set, real James Bond vibes. Yeah, thank you for noticing. I thought I'd rock it. I've sort of gone for a fairly loose style. I've not folded it very neatly or anything, but yeah, this is a great shirt. So I'll be doing a giveaway. This is Cult Kits. Cult Kits sent me a couple of these, so I'll shoot that this week. And yeah, probably do a giveaway on Twitter. Look out for that. But thank you also. Thomas said, hope your trip was good. And yeah, I had a good time. I was actually in London with Hummel this time, which was great. I really enjoyed doing my time there. So yeah, they're filming more episodes of Behind the Chevrons. So look forward to that coming very soon. We had some really fun episodes. We chatted to a few different clubs. So yeah, that's coming up soon. And yeah, Thomas, I don't know if you called it, but yeah, the Santos Laguna shirts, they're from Cult Kits. I believe they've got them on their site at the moment for quite a cheap price. Sorry guys, I'm a bit moving around here, just trying to get comfortable. And trying to stop the reflection in my glasses, but I might have to live with it. Yeah, so Cult Kits, shout out to them for sending the Santos Laguna shirts. And yeah, we'll be doing a giveaway of those this week. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in already. I think you'll all know, but for anyone who is just dropping in, oh, you know what? I've not shared. I shared the link on Twitter. I'll do that now as we speak. Yeah, for anyone who is new here, this is basically a very casual stream where I'll be browsing eBay, and as we do that, we'll be chatting about the shirts we see. We'll be sharing any kind of info together, so find out if these shirts are real that we're finding and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's a very casual thing. Of course, you can ask me questions as we go along as well, and I'll try my best to answer them as we go. But yeah, as I catch up before we go on eBay, George, the sponsor is super recognisable in the Mexican shirts. Yeah, I love I love like a lot of Mexican shirts or South American shirts or other shirts from that region or that part of the world. Um, yeah, from a sponsor perspective, I love those extra sponsors and some very memorable sponsors too. So there's a lot of good stuff there. And Andy similarly says, "Love Charlie Designs." Yeah, Charlie are really, I think, making an A for themselves in a lot of ways, growing a lot of their brand, kind of presence. Have been, I think, yeah, they're expanding into new markets quite regularly, and of course, from a shirt perspective, doing a lot of really fun things. So, yeah, lots to like from Charlie. Um, And Baz says, "Hi, Phil, got my South Korean 1994 shirt in the post day finally from Pano Football Shirts." That is good stuff, Baz. Yeah, we talked about it the other week, didn't we? And that was a really, really special special shirt. So I'm very jealous there. Um, yeah, do share those pictures. And JL said, "Subject of the weekend not mentioned enough. How many shirts has Coupe de France ruined through the years?" Well, Zhao, I will be doing a video on that soon. I was looking at that as well, and I've been meaning for a little while to do a video, so I'm going to be doing a kind of classic Phil's Corner video looking at all the differences over the years, as well as the current regulations and restrictions. Because I think it's really interesting. It's very quirky. It's a very specific thing with the Coupe de France, where they have some hilarious rules and really weird rules. And even back in the day, you used to have things like teams had to wear Adidas, even if you were a Nike team. So lots of really interesting stuff. I'll be doing a video on that soon on the channel. Middleman, hello, welcome. And Smudge Sports, hello as well. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. Let's get to eBay. Of course, again, I will say this, if you're new, do ask me questions as we go along. I'm very happy to answer if I can. And if I can't, people in the chat will be able to answer you. And of course, if you're on YouTube, or if you're watching this, you'll be on YouTube. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Be a subscriber. We're close to 3,000 subscribers now, which is really cool. Without further ado, let's get to eBay. T. Liddy, hello. Welcome, mate. And George also asked, what do you think of Eriksen's side for Brentford? Yeah, that's really cool to see. Obviously, good to see Eriksen back in the game. And yeah, quite a fun signing for them. They've obviously got a bit of a Danish contingent as well, so that's quite cool. Yeah, so really fun signing, really feel good signing. There was a lot of interesting signings this window. So, as we usually do, guys, football shirts, very broad term. I've just gone auction ending soonest. Not really anything clever here. I like doing this because you get a bit of everything. But as we go through, we will just chat about shirts. This is an interesting one here. Quite a solid option, honestly, at a tenner. Now, those of you who follow me on Twitter will know I shared a few deals from Sports Direct. They had some great women's shirts. I did pick up a couple of those today. So I'm not necessarily going to rule out any purchases, but I'm not as kind of chomping at the bit to make a bid. But this one, if it's real, at £10 is a pretty nice deal. I mean, it's a very simple Adidas design, and you can see a few things like the some of the details have rubbed off a bit, but at £10, that's not bad. It's just about to end, but that's a solid listing. I don't remember seeing that one. If we do old classic, we'll go to old football shirts as we usually do, just to get a few reference pictures. So Hamburg 2012. Yeah, that honestly looks real to me. It would have been a good deal at £10. Yeah, kind of anniversary style crest. That's a really nice looking detail as well on the side. If we just go here, I don't know if that's on the side of the shirt. Yeah, is it? Yeah, on the kind of the hem on the side of the shirt with the club crest. Yeah, to be honest, probably would have been worth £10 bid. Alas, it's gone a bit too quickly, but pretty good start. Andres, welcome. Rabbi as well, welcome. Welcome, guys. Good to see some familiar faces. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Oh, this is a fun shirt. I don't remember this sporting shirt. Maybe this could be a training shirt. Actually, by the looks of things. Yeah, I'm sure it's a training shirt. We will again look at our football shirts. A great site um, if you've not come across old football shirts. It's a really good resource for just quickly finding reference pictures of kits. It's a community kind of curated site. Interestingly, okay, I was going to say this shirt is similar, the 2001. But this, I believe, is a training shirt. It certainly looks like that with the kind of back Reebok there and this jock tag. Kind of fun item there. I mean, the Reebok Bolton era to me is a really kind of classic era for kind of shirts. I mean, that's when I was watching a lot of football at this time. So of course, they had some some great cult players. The Reebok shirts, not necessarily the best, but there's some really fun, interesting designs, or certainly nostalgic designs for me. Yeah, good stuff. Earlier on, Smudge said, I think I've got my favourite ever shirt recently, not because of the value or the looks, but because of the reasoning. Match almost keep you out and personally signed Everton away shirt. That's pretty cool. I like that. Shirts do have a lot of personal meaning, of course. It's cool to get one that is so personal. Right, the auctions are flying through. As this one ends, interesting to see, and this is surprising to me. So this is Aston Villa's 2017-18 shirt. I believe this was when they got promoted, if I'm not mistaken. When they worked with Luke Roper, a brand who were kind of, well, not really in the football space much, I don't think at all, before this deal. Many fans enjoyed the shirt though, and it's interesting that it's still selling quite well. I mean, this is a shirt, again, a few years old, but that's, £68, which is, I'd assume, around what it retailed. I can't remember, but quite notable to see that. With several bids again, they're obviously highly sought after, so it's quite rare to see a shirt like this, which is again only a few years old. Well, I guess it's 5 years, isn't it? 5-6 years old, but selling for nearly 70 quid. Well, over 70 quid with postage. So really kind of interesting, kind of bucking the trend, and it says a lot, I guess, in terms of the popularity of Luke Roper. And the quality of the shirts, and maybe even the availability. Maybe they weren't as widely available as people would like. That's an XXL as well. So usually we talk about the kind of sweet spot being MOL or maybe even XL. But to see, an XXL, that's just really interesting to me. It's hard. Football shirt value is hard to track, and it's hard to kind of make sense of. But yeah, really, it just speaks a lot to this particular shirt, and it is quite quite a nice design. But it's not personally anything I'd be jumping at the chance to get. But of course, I'm not a Villa fan. And Smudge saying I sold the third from that season in extra small for 80. Wow. Well, there you go. Yeah, very interesting. Baz says, so last week we missed you, Phil, but what do you think of the Bob Marley Bohemian show release? Yeah, it was really cool to see. The original kind of release a couple of years ago, which was basically kiboshed by Bob Marley's, the people who own Bob Marley's image rights. Nice to see them return to that. To that idea. That was really cool. That was really cool to see. And I think particularly the money going to some good causes and some of the additional details compared to the first design. It was a really nice touch. Just quickly, what appeared to be Kaiser Chiefs shirt here would have been a really nice pickup, but it was selling at ORP really. So if that was half the price, it could have been looking at a real nice pickup. Lots of auctions today. I keep missing them every time I look at a show. We've got some vintage United shorts, Manchester United shorts. I believe this was the kit that they disappeared in, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they sold for £10. Okay. Yeah, quite a fun sort of asset to pick up there if you're a United fan. Guys, thank you. I'm just reading your comments, but thank you so much for tuning in already. We're just getting started. We'll be here for another hour or so. But it's great to have your company. I hope you enjoy this stream. Please do fire in any questions. A few comments about Reebok, and yeah, Reebok Liverpool, as Thomas says, I enjoyed that again for nostalgic reasons, but yeah, a lot of fun for sure. And yeah, really interesting to see from a design perspective. Yeah, they're very typical kind of naughty shirts, more functional than fashionable. We spoke of Bolton earlier and their cult players. Here's a whole shirt with a Koch on the back, and this was, I believe, the same template as England had for their shirts in this period. A fun name for that, isn't it? To have number 44, that's pretty great. I like that a lot. I don't remember Koch doing anything for Hull. I assume he was just that. Was he? Well, let's have a look. Wikipedia will tell us. Yeah, okay, that was his last season. But that's kind of fun, you know. He didn't score a goal or anything, but yeah, 40 quid is. Oh, there you go. Someone's bid on it. I was going to say it's it's something. It's a sort of fair price. Certainly cheaper than if this appeared on a classic football shirt or similar. Yeah. You can see that I've been buying Magic the Gathering cards recently. I said on Twitter the other week. I've started. I've definitely fallen into that as a second collecting hobby, but we won't be doing that on this stream unless there's a demand for it. But I don't think there would be. It's the most unusual crossover. But anyway, yeah, Koch and Hull. That's a really fun combo. Mike Holt says, Phil, you need to have a look at FC Isle of Man kits when you get a chance. Well, Mike, let's do it now. I will Google it and let's see what comes up. Assuming this is the one you're talking about. Okay, wow. Pretty fun design. Hope and Glory, a great manufacturer who work with a lot of teams in non-league and do bespoke designs. Really interesting gradient here. It's kind of a bit of an obvious kind of forced gradient, but that's fun to see. Very reasonable price point as well, as with all Hope and Glory. But wow, they've got some wild designs. Got a Goalkeeper shirt here with. I was going to say, I assume this was some sort of tie-in for maybe a charity or something, and it looks like it is supporting Prostate Cancer UK. So great, kind of very unique design, pretty crazy design, but that's really cool to see. I mean, this is a great example of a team, and Andy here says as well, I like it's the one I voted for the inaugural home shirt. Wasn't picked sadly. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to see a team using kits as just a vehicle for getting a message out there. Not just about the team, but indeed for charity as well. I mean, this one again is crazy. Just completely bonkers. But that's great. Nice. Very nice. And again, reasonable price points for the shirts. Really interesting designs. Unique designs. Yeah, nice. Thank you, Mike, for that shout. I like it a lot. Baz says, I just remember best theme for your show, possibly, but there's a Club America away 1994 on eBay at the moment, 107, or make an offer. Interesting. We will have a look at that. If that is real, that is potentially a huge deal. So that's one we will have a look at. But let's continue. We've got an LAFC shirt here. 2019-20. Now, with MLS shirts, the big thing I'm often looking for is it a replica or authentic? If it's an authentic, there's real potential in terms of kind of value, because I think they are often quite hard to get in the UK for a good price. This, I believe, is a replica on the basis of, well, you see, now I'm even doubting if it's real or not, because I'm not sure if that's the correct inside neck detailing. I might be wrong on that. It may be real. I might just be jumping the gun. But the other confusing element to me is that I believe, as of the last few years, replicas only have one MLS patch in this style and not two. Again, I can't say for sure it's a fake or not, but I wouldn't have bid at that. I would have wanted to have seen a product code and done some comparison pictures, but we'll see. And Mike says, thanks for taking the time to look. Yeah, pleasure, Mike. And guys, I can't promise I'll check every request, but no, I'm always happy to check out kits I've not seen before. So that's cool. And Rabbi says, looks kind of fake. Yeah, I think it is fake based on those pictures, which is a shame for the person that bid on it. But yeah. Now, Patrick, a brand you don't see a lot these days, of course. I don't even know if they're still in football at all. But yeah, a kind of old school West Brom kit here. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Lots of stuff. We've only been going for 20 minutes, and there's been plenty of stuff. John Carson, Climacal is currently the replica version. Yep, that's true. Small shirt. I think we looked at this last time, didn't we? If I remember correctly. And it's pretty smart. It's probably a bit more than you'd want to pay for it at 30 quid, but I think if I remember correctly, yeah, no, that did come up last time. No bids on it though, which probably speaks to its value. This is the thing when you do these open searches. Lots of dross, lots of obvious fakes. Interesting lead shirt here from the Macron era. Not often you see 3 buttons. Quite an ugly shirt, it must be said. But if you're trying to fill out your collection, this is the sort of thing that you get it cheaper here than anywhere else, probably. Yeah, I can't recall many good Macron Leeds kits, but please do correct me if I'm mistaken, any Leeds fans in the chat. For what it's worth, Baz, I don't know if it will let you post a link in the chat, but I might be wrong. If it doesn't, just copy and paste the name of the listing, and we could have a search. St. Mirren, another brand you don't see all that often. Joma. It must be that sponsors a fairly kind of simple, basic application, but yeah, quite a smart shirt. At a reasonable price. The price is could climb a bit, but that's looking pretty interesting there. I think it's quite big. Oh, 4XL. It is big. So it's very big. But yeah, if you're 4XL or similar, and your password to a black and white stripe number, that's another option there. Nice. I believe we saw this last time as well, didn't we? It is so funny how stuff appears at the same time. I guess people have them on recurring, have listings on recurring, kind of if it doesn't receive a bid, list again, kind of same price, same time, because we do tend to see some shirts multiple times. This, if it wasn't XXL, I think would be one I'd be quite keen to pick up. Really like that bespoke name set. Yeah, and Stuttgart shirts are always quite nice. They always have something about them. Big Fest is 4XL in Joma is a medium and ADIDAS and Nike. Oh, nice. Yeah. It's like the Kappa combat curse. This Marseille shirt was quite funny, wasn't it? That colourway, pretty garish, it must be said. I don't remember that having a pattern like that, though. That's interesting. I don't remember that from the shirt. I actually closed old football shirts. We go back to old football shirts. Look at Marseille. Yeah, this was the 2007 third shirt. Yeah, wow, you can really see the pattern there. I completely didn't know it had this kind of camo pattern. That's quite nice, to be honest. I mean, if it was an MOXL, I think, you know, it's the kind of shirt which would be tempting to have a bid on. I mean, at the same time, this is the kind of thing that, you know, would often, I'm sure it's been in a classic football shirt sale at some point or another, but yeah. Another Marseille shirt. That one certainly, I think, if you're looking for something a bit more out there, it's not particularly nice to look at. You know, with the colourway. But it's a classic, you know, 90s ADIDAS template. Ace Smith said, "Hi mate, I recently bought a 10-11 Barca shirt from CFS for 60 quid in good condition. Does that price seem roughly fair to you?" Yeah, I think that's probably slightly more than you. Well, it is more than you'd probably be able to find it elsewhere. But the thing is, with classic football shirts, you pay a premium, but for that, you know, you get the peace of mind knowing that they would have, you know, they don't sell fakes, and they do just have a really good stock of stuff, so you can get stuff, either which you can't find anywhere else, or just the convenience of having someone which stocks so many shirts. So yeah, I think with classic, really, I would always encourage people to shop in the sales with them, because you can get, you know, they have 20% sales several times in the year. So it's always worth waiting if you can. Or if something pops up and you really want it and it's, you know, a good deal, you can go for it. But yeah, that seems fair. This Rangers shirt is a very, very collectible, famous shirt. I think it is stunning. I'm not, you know, a Rangers fan necessarily, but I do really like this template, this shirt, this Adidas design. I think the high neck is great. I mean, I'm wearing a turtleneck now, but I think that's something which is probably going to come back as well if leaks are to be believed. Now that size, I guess, you know, you're probably, well, it depends if that would fit you, because that is, what would that be? Is that like an extra large boy size? And this is just a quick Google, so don't take too much for this. But I think that would be a boy size. But you can see there it's already got, you know, several bids, and it's 50 quid. So yeah, but this is just such a good Rangers shirt. Look at the straps and the sleeves. Oh, if only Adidas could go back to some sort of creative use of the three stripes like this, it'll be the best thing they could do. Ollie Buckle says, "How you feel? Hey Ollie, welcome to the stream, mate. I hope you're well. We are looking for football shirts on eBay." And Andy says, "I found that CFS sometimes exaggerate the descriptions. Good condition." Yeah, that is, well, probably, I don't want to turn this into a classic football shirts show, but probably the biggest, well, one of the biggest gripes people have is that they often don't include pictures of the actual shirt next to the listing. So a shirt that might be listed in good condition, you know, might have a picture from an excellent or brand new tag shirt. So that is bad. I don't really like that practice at all. But there we go. Just looking here at this shirt. This is United shirt from 2011, 42 quid. So a fair price. I wouldn't have said this shirt was particularly worth that, but maybe these are harder to find than I would have thought. It's an alright shirt, of course, but yeah, interesting. Again, we've talked a bit about football value. It's just interesting to see the prices that stuff sells for. Zhao says, "Please avoid any Liverpool shirts as the Luis Diaz deal is still too fresh and hurts too much as a Porto fan." Yep, I must say, obviously as a Liverpool fan, I'm I'm happy. But yeah, painful one. I mean, Porto, you guys are simply too good at finding talent and bringing talent through. Yeah, so unfortunately, you guys are just too good at that. But yeah, apologies, yeah. Another, this is another kind of cult player in Pavisi, so, and this is a pretty terrible Newcastle shirt, it must be said. An ugly Puma template, although at least the Wonga sponsor is quite well incorporated with the design. But yeah, pretty naff shirt, but just on the basis of the name set alone, this one is collectible. So an XL there for 32 quid. Yeah, another kind of cult hero. I mean, this has kind of been a theme with the Kocher and Cisse. Yeah, so just interesting to see, and people are clearly in a bit of a bidding mood. Have had a lot of shirts that we've seen that have had bids on. Yeah. And Thomas mentioned about Ramsey to Rangers. Yeah, that's another fun transfer. There was quite a few fun transfers this window. A lot that kind of caught me off guard. I've been not keeping much attention to the window, but yeah, it seems to be there was a real kind of rush on interesting deals. Like even just in the last 24 hours. So quite a lot to catch up on. And Ace was saying that Valencia shirt in the thumbnail. It's one of my most favourite shirts of all time, although the material is a bit odd compared to most of my shirts. Yeah, if you're referring to the Total 90 shirt, yeah, that's one of my favourites. And I love the Senora, the flag design, which they do return to quite a lot. And it's Total 90. I did a video on that, looking at talking about Total 90, and I just love it. Interesting to see a training top going, having a bid on there. Yeah, the resale value of stuff like this is often quite low, so I'd say the seller's done well to get a bid out of that. Yeah. Ollie saying off to Milan in a few days, wondering what your favourite Italian shirts of the season. That's a good question, Ollie. Favourite Italian shirts? I mean, probably Fiorentina. I really do like their shirts. There's obviously quite a retro feel to them, a callback to the 80s, but they're really fun. It's a cliche, but I think some of the most interesting shirts this year are Venezia's shirts, of course, and I was going to say a story, not necessarily the best shirts, but interesting. Well, it has been interesting to see all the talk around Napoli shirts. Now, the funny thing is about this, I think this is possibly one of the worst shirts of the season. But I am kind of half interested. I say half interested. I would be interested in picking up one of their shirts, if nothing else, just to kind of get a look at what the shirts are like from a quality perspective. And it must be said, these shirts, I believe they might even be sold out. Let's just have a look, because the I know many of the designs have sold out despite being incredibly expensive. Now, on first glance, I would assume this would be fake given that price, but I don't really know the designs well enough. Look at this, the Flames kit. It's funny, isn't it? And Alejandro popping into support. Thank you, mate. I hope you're well. Thank you for stopping by. Right, so guys, let's figure out if this is real. Because if this is real, I would be quite keen to buy this one. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay anything more than 50 probably for it, but if it was less than that, yeah. So this is the thing, right? This shirt sold out on the site, on the Napoli side, and already, at least based on this picture, you can see the inside neck there is different to here, so that's not a great sign. Looking at other elements of the shirt, I mean, there's not really enough to kind of conclusively say, because it is just a render as well, which doesn't help. So I don't. My first thought is this isn't real. Let's have a look a bit more. I was going to say, what else is on eBay? This is a hilarious, supposedly game shirt. I don't know what to make of that. But for what it's worth, you can see, notably, a different inside neck again to here. So maybe this is a basic version of the shirt. I don't know, but I think in reality they don't. Well, you can see on the store here they only have, I believe, one version, which is the match version. Yeah, so I'm assuming this is fake. I mean, if we look at the seller, the thing is, again, I might do a bit more research, but there is no reason that you would be selling it this cheap. You know what? Let's just have a look. Let's just try and find some more pictures just before I completely dismiss it. Try and see if we can get a better look at any of the kits. I mean, yeah, Rabbi said they only sold one version. That makes complete sense. And you can see here some kind of fake sites. I mean, it's not there, but you can see that has the same inside neck. I'm pretty sure this is a fake. So I'm not going to waste my time. I mean, if it is real, that could be a really good deal. But yeah, John Carl sums up well here, saying Napoli emailed on the shirt. It's like a car wreck. It's ugly, but you can't avert your eyes. That's exactly it. It is terrible. It really is. It's a terrible shirt, but yeah, I think given the story in Napoli's kits, it's obviously going to have something, a kind of notorious element about it. But yeah, I think if I was confident it was real, that would be one I'd be interested to pick up. But yeah, this is fun, isn't it? Much could be said about them. But we continue. Just this Celtic shirt from the Umbro days. Potentially solid pickup there. Nothing special, but reasonable nick. Reasonable price. Just a solid eBay listing there. I think we saw this one last time as well. The anniversary shirt or training shirt, but not in a good size. Interesting to see one of the Atletico shirts. Well, the Total 90s shirts. One of my favourite purchases this year was this shirt with the Spider-Man sponsor. This seems like a reasonable price. I mean, probably a bit more than you maybe had to find it. But I mean, the thing is, a Total 90 is small. Is actually close to a medium really with the Total 90 shirts. The Duvan quite large, so yeah, that's a nice pickup. And Brock says just a plug for others to subscribe. Thanks for the giveaway. I love my new Chape Conte shirt. Brock, that's very kind of you. Appreciate that. And yeah, guys, you can of course take his advice and subscribe if you're not already. There will be future giveaways. Well, when I hit 3K, I'll have to do a giveaway. I don't know what I'll give away, but appreciate that, Brock. Just quickly, am I right in saying this Namibia shirt was one of the ones from M&M Direct? And many of you will know M&M Direct had a big sale, a big drop of African shirts. And I believe this was one of them. And if we search Namibia, you can see, oh, that's the blue version for £20. Did they not have the red one? Or maybe they did, and this is the only one left in stock. I don't know. Where is it? Football shirts and kits. Let's do about what's new. Okay, not what we were looking for. I assume we would have. It's a good test of site's user experience here. Again, I'm not sure if this is the right sorting option. Doesn't appear to be anything in the category, so I'm going to blame Emblem Direct's site here for not making it easy for me to find this. Anyway, all I would say is that that probably isn't actually a good deal, because I believe this was available from Emblem Direct. But at the same time, if they've sold out, this is just the way it goes. It's a shame if people are reselling immediately, but there's nothing to stop them. Yeah, Rabbit says maybe they're sold out. Yeah, that's probably the case. Yeah, so there we go. That's a story for another time, I'm sure. Right, what else can we find? Oh, I do like, this is the home version of that whole ship we looked at earlier. And it did look good for whole. It really did. It's certainly not the best whole shirt, and you're not having the stripes is, perhaps lacking a bit. But I did, just that little pattern on the inside there on those panels, the kind of, yeah, it does give a bit of a tiger stripe aesthetic, which is quite nice. Subtle, but I really did like that one from Ombre. Talking Kits, does even Phil hope you well? Enjoying the show. Thank you, Talking Kit. And guys, I've been enjoying Talking Kit's channel as well, so do check them out. They've been doing some great shows with various guests from the communities. That's been really enjoyable to listen to. And Talking Kit said they managed to get 6 great deals on eBay within the past few days. Nice, very good. After my own heart there. I honestly love shopping on eBay. Oh, nice. Now again, I was just going to say, if this is real, I don't want to get too carried away, but that could be a really nice pickup. This intershirt, we do have a product code there, so let's do a classic bit of product code searching. Many of you will know, but if you look for this label here, you can then search the code. That's on the label, and there we go. We do have, we don't want maps, that's not helpful. Yeah, and that's, if you get results which aren't the shirt, or maybe a load of other shirts from the brand, well, if you see other shirts from the brand, that's almost certainly a sign it's fake. If it's no results, it could be that it's a new batch or something like that, but in general you want to be getting the picture of the shirt you're expecting to see. In this case, we can see here, yeah, we can be pretty sure that is the Interline shirt. I personally think it's quite a smart design. Quite thin, the stripes here, but Pirelli, don't you just miss those days, guys? Yeah, that's really smart, and at 20 quid, that's a good deal. Certainly a potential kind of bargain there. It's not one of the best shirts of all time. And let me just double check what year this was. I think this was in the kind of the dark days, wasn't it? After the kind of 2010 treble. No, it wasn't 2011 because it had the high neck. Was it 20? Was it 20? Yeah, was it 20? So it was 2011, 2012? I think it's that one. Yeah, just a very nice pickup. Really, really nice shirt. And of course, they had kind of, well, that's the thing that's interesting. They were just so consistent, even though they had, they went really dark navy one season, then they went for the pinstripes, which was quite controversial. But just had several shirts, which I think they age really well because of the sponsor and because of the timeless look. So nice. Comment from Bass. What's everyone's thoughts on rejigs of jerseys? But play sponsorship, recently done with the Jeff United. Yeah, I think in general, there's lots to be said, Baz, about shirts that are inspired by old kits. It's become somewhat of a trope, somewhat of a kind of, I would say, probably overdone method, but it is just popular. Shirts so often old shirts often have designs which are just as popular now as they've ever been, just because people love old aesthetics, especially 90s. So yeah, in short, it's no surprise we've seen a lot of it, especially in the kind of post 2018, World Cup 2018. Yeah, so there's been some good ones, but it probably is a bit overdone. That's what I'd say in short. And Andres said, second Brock's comment about subscribing for the giveaway. Yeah, so Andres and Brock, the two guys who won the giveaway in my recent video, guys, thank you for the shout out. Yeah, Andres won the Van Gogh inspired Holland 88 style shirt, and he says he's going to visit Amsterdam soon with the shirt, so that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Right, what else have we got? Chelsea goalkeeper shirt, apparently. I'm not sure if that's real or not. It looks a bit funny to me, but there we go. I'm not interested anyway. Interesting to see what appears to be a Wales shirt. Now this one, it's funny that Wales with Kappa. It's one of those things which is just kind of looking back. I don't think I appreciated it at the time, but of course, not only were they with Kappa, which I think is always interesting, but they of course were with them during, when Kappa were pioneering the Kappa combat construction with Italy. And the most noticeable thing about this one is the Giggs name set, the Welsh name set, which was very interesting. I believe that was unique to the nation, honestly. And Kappa extra large, of course, would be more equivalent to an M or an L. There is a stain, which kind of explains the price. But in short, that's quite a fun pickup. Giggs isn't to everyone's taste, maybe as a name set, but if you're a United fan or you don't mind Giggs, yeah, you could do a lot worse than that kit. And I think, the more I look at it, I'd want to see some more pictures to kind of verify its authenticity, but I'm going to watch it, see what it goes for later. Really interesting pickup, I think, potentially. I think, yeah, again, almost on the name set alone. What year was this one? So if we look at here, some of these Kappa shirts, they do kind of blend into one. If we look at old football shirts, so 2002, I think it's 2002, right? You can't quite see the back neck to see the Cymru name detail. Also, back neck detail. Anyway, pretty cool. Pretty cool find, I think. At a reasonable price. If it stays anything near there, that is a great price. And Mikey makes a great point about if that intershirt we looked at before. In fact, talking about that intershirt, I will find that again. Where is it? I could just use my history, to be honest. I don't know where it was. Here we go. I'll watch this as well. I do like to watch them just to see what it goes for later on. If that had a Zanetti name set on the back, as he says, it would be an £80 kit. I think you're not far off there. Certainly, if it was to go or be sold by a big retailer, yeah, you would be looking at something like that. Yeah. These shirts here, which say classic retro, I can only assume they're fakes or remakes. I'm almost not going to bother. I won't bother. Yeah. Although, I should look at one at least just before I completely dismiss it. But that, I don't think. Yeah, you can see that. There we go. It's a fake or a remake based on the label. You move on. I knew I shouldn't have wasted my 5 seconds there. But as saying, I think if you're in personal collection now, I just ordered a Spider-Man sponsorship to put on the Atletico Madrid shirt. Yeah, that's the thing. Given the price discrepancy between these are more kind of fake shirts, and they've got bids on them as well. Oof, not good. Or even if it's a remake, it's not worth. You shouldn't be paying that money for a remake. Yeah. less time spent on that, the better. Thomas saying Rangers kit with Ramsey is tempting me. Hey, if you like the Rangers kits this year, and you don't mind risking it with a... That's always a risk, isn't it? Getting a name of a player who hasn't even played for the club. But hey, I kind of appreciate that risk factor. This Van der Meijden name set is quite funny as well. I do really like this Intershirt. Again, they're not even that special. I just do think Intershirts they're just always good. Yeah, so the floor, the worst Intershirts. There's been a few shockers, sure, but in general, even the kind of less interesting Intershirts are very collectible. Yeah, that and Van der Meijden is a really funny name set. I quite enjoy an off the wall name set. So that would pique my interest at a slightly lower price. Mikey's saying I got a total 90 into kit for 25 quid on eBay and got a Nigerian name set for £10 saved, 100 compared to CFS. So there you go. If you know someone who can print a kit, or you can print the kit yourselves, and you can find the original printing, it can be a great route to go down. Certainly you do pay a huge premium, and it's quite well known now that a lot of sites, including classic football shirts, or most notably classic football shirts, do print their stock and sell it at a premium. A lot of people understandably arguing that that's probably going to lower the value of those kits, and I think you could argue that. That's probably a separate conversation. We looked at Hull before, and jumping back to Hull, it's worth noting that this kit, I believe, has been sold out for a while, unless they restocked. Let's try and find it. From Hull themselves. This is not what I wanted to do. Is this Hull's website? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is sold out. If we go to the replica kit. Yeah, so if that's real, it looks pretty good at first glance. There's no obvious fake signs, although it would be a good one to fake, given its popularity. But I think that's real. So, if you're looking for this shirt, I didn't see what was the price of the the home kit, for example. Okay, so yeah, they're looking at kind of sub 50 quid. So, you've not got much room before you end up paying a bit of a premium, but that could be a nice pickup if you've been looking for that shirt. Because I don't know if the club will restock it. And similarly, there's a third shirt here, which I really like the third shirt actually, which is badged up as well with a name set. 50 quid again, you're kind of paying what it, pretty much RRP, but some interesting options. Cheltenham Town shirt, Araya from the, I suppose, 2002 season. Not the shirt you'd expect to find from Hungary. One of the Central Eastern European hotspots for shirts, along with the Ukraine and Poland. These countries just have loads of sellers of often genuine vintage shirts, which is quite interesting. Why these countries have such big such a big presence in the market, I don't know, but they do. Which is always interesting. So yeah, you would not expect to find a Cheltenham shirt in Hungary, but that is the world we live in. This it must be said, this Adidas template, this pattern was really underused by Adidas. A lot of teams didn't pick this up, and who was it? What was it? Spain that had this as their pattern in the World Cup 2018 World Cup. I can't remember. I think it was. Let's have a look. It's going to bug me if I don't check. So if we do Spain 2018 World Cup, don't know why I did the World Cup. Yeah, alright, but anyway, here you go. Yeah, so the pattern was a widely used, well, it was a template pattern, but not many teams actually used it. So a shirt like this, the Aberdeen shirt, actually has something about it. Yes, it's a template, it's relatively simple, but yeah, the pattern, it was it had a bit of a Holland 88 vibe about it. some of the aesthetic I think was reminiscent of that. It's quite smart though, and again, I don't know how widely available this shirt is, but a tenner that would be a potential pickup if you're looking to collect a Scottish club shirt or an Aberdeen shirt. Yeah, it's just interesting to see. And I was just seeing that shirt remind of that pattern. Oh yeah, Mikey's Orlando City. Yeah, that's another team who had it. So yeah, but it's funny how every year the big brands, Nike, Adidas, Puma brands, they have these patterns which are from a catalogue, available to all teams basically. But some of them just aren't used as much, and as a result, I think they do stand out a bit more than some of the more widely used patterns. So yeah, one thing to look out for, guys. I wouldn't rule out, templates are not necessarily a bad thing. This is interesting. This is, of course, a classic template. No badges. This is just a template shirt. But yeah, you can see again back in Hungary. Yeah, kind of interesting to see bids on that. Quite a nice colourway. Interesting that it says was that either that was, well, that could be a Georgia kit, couldn't it, with that colourway? I don't know if that was the name of the template. I don't think it was, but if you just look at Georgia, I wonder if well. Interestingly, when we look here, and this is just old football shirts, but you can see. Okay, I was gonna say you can see that according to this old football shirts post here, Georgia didn't have a crest, so that kind of makes me more interested. And certainly that colourway would be a kind of Georgia kit with the maroon. So, time to do some investigation. Was this a kit that Georgia wore? Or is this just a template shirt? Maybe this was actually a Georgia kit. And to be honest, if it was, this is going to definitely be one to bid on. Just quickly, before I go into full research mode, read some more comments. We've got Zhao saying, I wonder if the original name system will still work, at least for the 10 plus year old ones. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I'm not an expert on those things, but it's definitely worth, before people rush off and do that, definitely worth looking at things like that. John Carlson never had a better purchase from Ukraine, but had to wait a little while longer. Customers in both countries drag their feet. Yeah, that's always a danger, I think, when you are going from abroad, and certainly import fees, if you're paying over a certain amount, can be quite extortionate. Or if people, the other side botch the kind of anything to do with how the package is labelled or categorised, that can sting you. Mikey Wolves had it as well. This is a great shout, Mikey. Yep, on that template we looked at before. And Andy said the Georgia template has some really nice looking Norway shirt. Yeah, I was going to look at that actually, because it's always good to look at the seller a bit. Oh yeah, lovely. In fact, I mean, okay, this guy has a lot of listings. A lot of listings. Nice. Interestingly, most of them buying now though. So I would assume it's some sort of store maybe, or vintage seller maybe. Yeah, but I'm just really intrigued by this shirt. So I want to get a bit more info on this. Oh, that's interesting. I was going to say, it's interesting to look at similar items, and these are sponsored listings, but you can see here one of the many kind of lower league. I would assume it's a German team. You can see they're just in number placement. But yeah, guys, I want to figure out if this was a shirt. I mean, if you look at the Georgia War, we can look here. Football Attic, brilliant site, run by a couple of great kit fanatics, Chris and Rich, doing a bit of reverse image search here to try and identify so here we go. As I say, based on this picture, if we now read this listing here, this is just part of my research. We can see here that, interestingly, this blog post saying here that Georgia and Latvia adopted the designs. And it does specifically mention the two-colour approach, so rather than Germany having the three colours of the flag. But it's certainly matched with the pictures, and there's no crest on this illustration, whereas on the Latvia shirt there is, and I think we can deduce from this that it wouldn't have made sense not to include the crest had it been there, as opposed to the Latvian one where there is the crest. So I think we can say with fair certainty that this is either a template or essentially a replica of the shirt Georgia wore. So yeah, that's very interesting. We're certainly going to watch it, and I think that will be worth a bid. Of course, we do have to be kind of wary that one could easily climb, but and in many ways not having the crest is a bit of a shame. But on the plus side, what we do have is a good size, being XL. Yeah, so that's very interesting. Okay, let's just try and find the shirt as well elsewhere on the internet. See what else we can find. So this is interesting. TSP and Calcio, or Calcio, I should say, quite a big seller, and they have a shirt here, which is supposedly match issued / match worn. So it does have a fantastic number there on the back. And if we look here at the shirt more closely, you can see in many ways it matches the look of the shirt here. Of course, this one again, having the number, is a big plus, but that one sold for $160. It's always tricky with a shirt with no crest, and actually Andy said he's just googled a picture of Georgia 94 and there was no crest on their shirts. And yeah, we can see certainly on this shirt here, we can see no crest. If we just, of course, American football, the college team will be popping up as well, which is slightly obscuring our results. But yeah, the problem is with shirts like this, of course, because it is essentially just a plain template shirt. Now, what would be quite important to look at, see if we can find this template elsewhere. So if we do search Adidas, 90s template, for example, this is hard to find kind of specifics for these kind of terms, but you can see here, if we see listings like this in the same colorway, it would lessen the value of the Georgia shirt. It's hard. Honestly, I wouldn't really know any kind of broader terms. And you can see this is the kind of thing we're looking for, but I'm trying to find this particular template. We could try searching other terms like maybe diamonds, which is what Football Attic called the listing. Maybe just Adidas diamonds and see what comes up. God, trainers. But yeah, I'm quite interested to see with this shirt. I think let's just look once more at the other listings. And this doesn't actually end till tomorrow morning, so we won't be able to do this on stream if we do go for a bid. But yeah. Football Shed Collective. Many of you know I do a lot of work with them. And again, we're seeing here, this has appears to be, according to the listing, original printing as well. So this one sold, I can't see the price here. I don't know if we'll be able to see that. But yeah, so I think, guys, I'm going to say that this is probably, at the very least, worth a cheeky bid. Maybe something in upwards of the £50 region potentially. A bit more research will need to be done, but I'm certainly going to put that on the watch list. But you can see my kind of bit of my research process in as well, and I like to kind of show that. And yeah, John Custer's update on next week's stream. Yeah, I will certainly let you guys know. I think it's the kind of thing where I'm going to do a bit more digging, maybe after the stream, and just see if I can find this template basically. And if it's hard to find, the best case scenario is Georgia were the only team with this exact colourway, and that is really, really good. If that is the case, this shirt is certainly worth, a lot more than this price. If this was essentially a colourway out of the catalogue, so a colourway which other teams could have used or was, available just, in that sense, in a more kind of mass market volume, then it does reduce the value. It's probably still worth a bit more than this, but not much more than that, I would say. But if this is bespoke to Georgia, and it could be because that is a kind of darker red, it's not just a bright red, but, like Georgia football kits are just, okay, we're going to get Merc football, aren't we? So you can see that, to be fair, they've had bright red kits as well. But in my mind, they're slightly more maroon, like this. Yeah. And he's just going to bid on this, please. Yeah. See a few of you tomorrow morning, as we bid on this. But that's great. I think, again, I'll do a bit of research. If that is bespoke or seemingly bespoke to Georgia, I think that could be a really nice pickup. And to be honest, could be a kind of sneakily good find. So there we go. Watch this space. Watch this space. And a few others. Mike is saying, if you Google Kinklad, say Georgia 1974, the shirt didn't have a badge. Yeah, it's fair to say the shirt definitely didn't have a badge, which is kind of good and bad. It would be it would be much better with the badge, I think. But if it didn't, and again it wasn't just a widely available template, then could be onto a winner. Already it's spoken. I'm sure one of you guys has launching a bid. And why wouldn't you? Hey, that's part of the fun. I quite enjoy it. It's quite funny, really, when we're talking about this. And obviously, if there's a really good deal, potentially really good deal, you guys should absolutely jump in on the auctions. I would do the same if I was watching someone else. Another listing we saw last time, Jeff Cameron's USA shirt. Which, to be honest, sure the price isn't amazing, but I'm surprised no one snapped that up. I think you'd have to go down to 30 or less, and you'd potentially get a bid. It's that time of day when I am yawning myself to sleep. But not because I haven't enjoyed this search. There's been plenty to look at. Potentially really good find here. It's kind of hard not to think about this when you're then, continuing to browse. Oh, dear. Guys, we're pretty into the last 10-15 minutes or so. So I will say once again, please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Maybe you've just dropped in, and it's the 9 p.m. News, says Andy. I can't. Right, it's honestly. I know this is a bit of a funny thing to say, but I cannot believe how consistently I yawn on these streams. I guess it's because I'm basically talking non-stop for an hour, which it's funny that I am one of those people that can just talk about anything and everything. But clearly, there's a link. It's scientific in my mind that every single week when we do these streams, when it gets to 9 o'clock, I start yawning. I'm going to do it again because I said yawn. Unbelievable. And it's, oh gosh. Yeah. In fact, that's one of my biggest takeaways since streaming. Is that if you want to yawn, just talk solidly for an hour. This Boca Juniors shirt piqued my interest. Of course, Boca Juniors, as many of you will know, are a team I'm trying to collect shirts from. A bit of damage to the sponsor. But yeah, that would have been, without that damage, I'm not 100% sure that Nike swoosh, although they were, they haven't always been as consistent as in recent years, so that could be real. But anyway, probably not enough to move the needle there. But anytime I see Boca Juniors, it does make me stop and stare. Go again. Whew, oh dear me. I tell you what, a week off and I completely lost my energy, completely lost my form, my stride. Yeah, that's it, Basil. We're doing this simultaneously. Honestly, it just happens every single stream. I was starting to think, like, initially maybe it was just because I'm a bit tired, and but I think it's just, yeah. When you do talk suddenly, and I guess the timing as well. What's up? Oh my goodness! I'm assuming that's a fan shirt. Wow. I mean that is a funny design. Someone's actually bid on it as well, which goes to show there's a market even for the more ridiculous kind of fan shirts out there. Thomas says, found another Party Sung T90 on Pano. So let's go to Pano football shirts. So we've been getting a lot of traction. A lot of people have been mentioning them. I think I'm going to have to buy a shirt from them soon, I think. If we have a look, I assume this isn't the box version. It could do with improving their button there. The fact that you have to kind of click underneath is a bit annoying. Anyway, enough UI UX commentary. Yeah, the Pano football shirts have been getting a lot of love, and you can see why. I think certainly the quality of the shirts and the prices seem reasonable. Maybe not as good as some other sites, but I love this shirt. £300. I don't love it that much, but I absolutely love some of these early Galaxy shirts. I really, really like that one. Yeah, it's a shame about the price, but superb. There's that great South Korea shirt. I can't find this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so interesting. The inside neck there is different. So it looks like this could be an Asian version of the shirt. At the very least, it looks pretty good from kind of initial inspection. And yeah, a reasonable price. But yeah, no, just going through here, some really good stuff. Yeah, some really good stuff. I think, I mean, even that jacket is hilarious as well. Look at that. That is brilliant. Yeah, nice. Very good, very good. From Pano, as I say, I'll have to look at picking up something from them soon, I think. Great Newcastle shirt here. I think somewhat underrated design, of course, with that. I mean, again, just a bit like we talked about with the Rangers shirt. Creative use of the three stripes. You've got it in the collar, you've got it in the band, in the middle. That is honestly just every time I see like a 90s ADIDAS shirt and they've done something like this, not just the Adidas equipment era, which of course was great. But yeah, when you see stuff like this, it's just so much more interesting. And lots of bids there, 80 quid already, so that one is getting a lot of action. This was funny how I don't remember. I don't know who Aston Villa Irish Lions, that fan club. I'm not sure. Or maybe that's the team in Ireland. But funny how O'Neill's completely ripped off Nike's design, seen on the likes of the US, the USA. And unless that was, yeah, I think it's fair to say that was a design that was ripped off from them. show you that. I'm sure many of you will know the shirt I'm thinking of. You can see here that it's just a straight, almost like for like. Almost makes you wonder, maybe it was a licensed pattern or something. It's possible. Sometimes stuff like that does happen, but yeah. Funny how, yeah, I don't know what this team Aston Villa Irish Lions. Look, sounds like a fan club, but maybe I'm wrong. Right, a couple more, then I think we'll call it a night. And then I'll be, yeah, Googling a lot of pictures of Georgia 1994 shirts to see what we can find. And Baz saying it took a while from Pano to arrive, but other than that, all good. It was mainly from their end. Posters coming out of Indonesia. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it's coming from that far away, you're certainly, yeah, you certainly expect quite a long turnaround time. But good to hear that the experience. I must say, I'm impressed with the amount of times I've heard people mention them. They're certainly on my radar now. Poland, 2006, and yeah. This kind of the quality of these shirts wasn't particularly nice. They weren't very nice to. They didn't have a nice feel. Is this a player issue version? I can't remember the difference, but this might be. I'd have to double check. But yeah, they're not necessarily the most interesting shirts. I think the concept was interesting, and Puma had a lot of teams in 2006. I think they had. I can't remember exactly how many nations they had at the World Cup, but they had loads. So even though the designs, again, it's quite naughty, really, isn't it? Not necessarily the most interesting, but from a technology perspective, they were quite interesting. Yeah, and certainly, if that is, again, I'd have to check, but if that was a player issue version, that would be quite of interest. Right. Red Star. Quite collectible shirts, these, even though it is in a relatively ugly Adidas template, or the pattern is quite an ugly one. Certainly the team and the sponsor and things like that, there's something about that which makes it quite collectible. Not quite 40 quid, I would say, collectible, but not far off. Talking of collectible, Japan shirts are always great. It's a great Teamgeist design here. XL in Teamgeist is pretty big, but it does have an Nakata name set. So potential steal. I will watch this one. Again, XL is bigger than I'd want it to be personally, but yeah, if that's real, that is a potential nice pickup. It's been quite solid to me, this guy. As we begin to wrap up, I must say, there's been a lot of stuff which has made me, click. And yeah, very impressed with the overall standard of tonight's listings. Another one of that Newcastle shirt. This time in XL. Oh, it's a great shirt. That it's quite chunky. It's very late 90s, but quite again just that template or that design with the 3 stripes across the middle. Really like it. Really like it. I think we'll make this the last page. Can we get anything in the last minute? Oh, we can. A Coventry shirt. Now, I don't remember. Let's double check if this is real. In terms of the first impressions, it looks pretty good. The one thing I'd say is I don't know about that name set. It's not necessarily unofficial, but if you look just on our football shirts here, the 2 pictures I can see with numbers have a different style with a kind of inline look. And it's possible that's faded away, but even still, the front of the shirt looks pretty good. That's just the label compared to the reference pictures. Yeah, so I think there's enough there to make me think, okay, this could be real. It's coming from the Needham. This seller's never sold anything. They've just created an eBay account, so there is a risk element there. But yeah, I must say that could be. I've not seen many of these shirts available before. I don't know how available they are. Interesting. This must be a retro remake, I'm sure, given the price. So that's the thing. You'd have to check if this was real or a remake. But anyway, yeah, just a memorable design from the Coxpool Thief. Persia sponsor, I think that's great. That's very collectible to have a big brand like that. And again, I want to check pictures to check about that name set. You can see it looks quite. I don't know if it's just the quality of the I can't even zoom in. The quality of the camera there, it does look a bit blurry. But yeah. Saying I still one of the Coxpool Thief in my collection. Ideally, Sanatian 76. That's the year I was born. Don't even mind a remake. Yeah, those shirts are amazing. They really are. Anything the Coxpool Thief Sanatian is incredibly collectible and very rare, very hard to find. But they are amazing. They really are. We'll finish with a quick look at this shirt here. Vancouver Whitecaps. Nothing particularly special. But I do like, you've got that jock tag there, which I assume is the state flag. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'd be surprised if you can find this shirt cheaper elsewhere. So that could be one to have a sneaky bid on if you are collecting MLS shirts or you want a Vancouver Whitecaps shirt. But that will just about do it. We'll switch to our main scene. But guys, we'll do a few more questions as we finish. And then, oh dear, it's knocking over my desk. But then I think we will call it a night. So, any final questions, stick them in the chat. But otherwise, it's been fun. We're going to keep an eye on that Georgia shirt. We saw some cult players, a Kocha, Pepe Cisse made an appearance. There was some good stuff tonight. But certainly that Georgia shirt is going to be one I'll be monitoring tomorrow morning at 9:45 in about 12 hours time. There could be a bidding more than that. It could rise beyond my price range, and maybe as I do more research, and if I do find that template more readily available, I might not bid on it. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a real pleasure to chat with you. Baz, thank you, mate. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your conversation. Andrew's saying, what was the theme of the latest Behind the Chevrons episode you filmed? So, Andres, there's a few hints, a few teasers on my Twitter. More details will be coming soon. I appreciate that's a bit of a cop out, but yeah. Check out my Twitter. There's a few teaser pictures there, and I will be. There'll be more coming soon. The plan is to have, I think, an episode this month, and then the next 2 months. So there were 3 episodes filmed last week. So I'm really excited. All a bit different. So, and as soon as I can reveal more, I probably can actually quite soon. I will let you know. So yeah, that's good. Andy said as well, where's the best place to pick up low league American shirts? To be honest, you do now see them on major retailers quite a lot. So classic football shirts or similar. I think, look out for those, especially classic. They are actually very good at that. And they do have a lot of, certainly kind of the Hummel shirts. I've seen a lot of them on classic for good prices, and you don't have to worry about import fees or anything like that. So yeah, I would. I was a bit scathing of a few things about classic, but they are very good for that. That's the first place I go to for that sort of thing. Bastian's always got the Georgia show and is watching this good stuff. Thomas, cheers, Phil, and thanks to you, Thomas. Thank you for stopping by. George, says, thank you for the time you take to do this. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, George, I appreciate you for watching. Honestly, I really do just enjoy it. And especially now we've been doing this for a few months, it's really, really good to see, familiar faces. All you guys have been chatting, who have been speaking for many weeks. It's good. We'll make it continue. And there are going to be more streams. I am going to be doing another weekly stream soon, which will be ranking current season shirts. I think that should be really popular. I'm expecting that one to be quite big for me. And we're gonna have some fun with that. I might wait till the corner returns. And speaking of the corner returning, George saying, "How's the corner coming along?" So the room is progressing. It was recently replastered. We're kind of the next stage. I won't go into details, but we're going to put up some coving because we had to lower the ceiling slightly. And yeah, long and short, we need to put some coving back in, and then we get to painting it, and yeah, no. The one thing is, it might not be a corner anymore. It might be a flat wall, but I'll dress it up. I'll make it look nice, of course. We'll put on the box T90 shirt on the shelf or something like that, and a few other details. But yeah, thanks for asking, George. It will be coming back soon. It's been a long time. I've been, in different rooms of my house, and we're back in another room here with the very well, you can see the wall behind me as we've kind of started to peel back the wallpaper and see what condition that's in. But anyway, the first corner, more as you know it, will be coming back soon, as I've been saying for months. But it will be, I promise. Annie's saying as well, I found on Twitter to speak to clubs directly. That's a great shout, actually, on the American front. And John Carl as well saying, look to see if the club has an online store or try We Got Soccer. So some good suggestions there from the guys. I would definitely take their advice up. Yeah, nice. And Andrew just quickly as well saying, thoughts on loan players' name sets worth the risk. I quite enjoy an obscure name set. It is a risk, and I'm more. I enjoy the risk of kind of a young up and coming player. I quite like doing that. So if a player makes his debut or has a good few games with the first team as a youngster, that's the kind of names that I like to look for. But then it is a risk factor, of course, if something happens, they transfer to a rival club or they get unceremoniously kicked out. So yeah, it's a risk. Ramsey, I think, is quite an interesting one. He's a popular player. But yeah, I mean, maybe wait and see how he does. And if he gets a couple of goals, if he's looking good, he could be a fun one to put on the back of the shirt. But don't come back to me if he does really badly. Don't say I didn't warn you. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Andy, for your comment there. And indeed, yeah, very good stuff. I will say goodbye now. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for your questions. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We'll be doing the streams will continue, and we've got more videos. We'll be doing, as I said in the stream, we'll be doing a video on the Coupe de France kits that's coming soon, and some more good stuff. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you very soon. I nearly forgot to say, you can also support me on Patreon. The details in the description. Check that out if you want to find out how you can support me further. There's some benefits. Yeah, so that's there as well. Thanks, Andreas. See you for the next one. And see you all for the next stream. I'll leave with the outro. Have a good evening. Yeah. And we'll speak about football shirts very soon. Take care, guys. See ya.